What are the recent lessons? I think there's something I really wanted to put forward is the fact that there's a lot of wealth, right, kept in different pockets, different places. And some is well invested, some is less well invested. What I want to say is there's quite a bit of wealth, right, in different cities wherever you live. And if you have a really good business model, right, so depending on what it is, but usually like good cash flow, high margins, scalable, different types of business, there's actually, I think, a lot of opportunity to have access to those funds, right? So I think after it comes down to how good is your business and how good you can pitch, and also what's your experience in your team. I mean, fundraising is very difficult. Like I'm going through this right now. It's only my first one, so I only know so much, right? But I think it could be easily underestimated the fact that if you have a good business model and a good plan, a good team and so on, you can have access to those funds, which is so important because it enables you to grow your project, but also just understand how the economics work. Again, this is just the first opinion because that's the first one, but I've also been in F&B for a while and I've seen a few things happen here and there. Alright, step 2 now. In terms of the development of where we're at, we're looking for location, right? So again, for the ones who haven't followed it, it's modern bakery. We'll go through the branding and the marketing later on once we're a bit more advanced in the project. I already have most of it, but I think it's not relevant yet. So one of the key things is going to be to have obviously a good product and a good location. The thing is to find a good location, especially in Hong Kong, it can be easily really expensive. And as well as to find the right electricity supply. That's actually almost harder than finding the right location at the right price. So that's the current status of things and what we're doing. While having the bakery baking some goods on site, it requires so many ovens and other equipment, which means you need quite a bit of electricity.
You warmed up in 5 minutes.
It's hard to talk these days because it's just the concept is really cool. I know it's gonna work because the best product at a competitive price. You already have a really good baseline, but it's just that it kind of moves slow and there are different things to put together. And on a personal note, I think I knew what I signed up for in terms of what it meant, in terms of the time it takes, your personal financials, how much you have to invest, the financial risk you take and so on. I don't see it so much as risk because again, it's my own project where I know I'm invested 110%. But it's just that there's the plan and then there are all the things that change progressively. And it's sometimes slower, sometimes other things you have to hold on. The fact that we lost one investor, even though it was a smaller amount, when you're really close to the total amount, it does matter. And it's a thing where you're thinking about it 24/7, dreaming about it very often, and it's just always on your mind. So actually I haven't spoken too much about personal things, but so I've got obviously a partner and my brother's helping me on the finances, but that's more an ad hoc job. It's your own project on your own, which is really good because you'll move really fast because I'm the only decision maker. But also, it's kind of like you do your own project on your own. No girlfriend either, which I don't mind. I'm good with it. I'm not specifically looking, but also open just to give an idea of state of mind. But it's this 24/7 route where all business is up to you, and if it moves forward. Actually, yeah, I'll say one more thing after, but and then you're home and it's all you think about, and it's good because you're really focused, right? So it's really, really good. But sometimes you just want a mental break. So yeah, it gets overwhelming once in a while. I don't know, maybe other people relate to what it feels like, but yeah, it's a big learning curve. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? Well, the reason why I want to finish fundraising is like once, and I'm almost done, and one more person, I've got a really good prospect. So hopefully by the next video I'll have materialized, otherwise we'll just keep grinding. Once we're done with the fundraising, then at least everything else that follows in the majority of things is up to me, right? Obviously you deal with different suppliers and so on, but moving forward, then I've got the funds and everything else after, it's up to me, right? And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I know I'm relatively good at execution and speed, so I know things will get done and we'll move forward. I thought I would show some of Hong Kong as far as I'm outside. Here's the bike as well. It's always noisy, so I really hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, so that's a 900. I don't know if you guys like bikes. 900, it's my first bike. I know not the smartest thing to get a big bike the first time you drive. Oh, it's two. Two, yeah, like I understand when your parents tell you not to drive a bike, because you know, eventually it will happen. Hopefully nothing bad, but like it's just impossible, because even if I be careful, there's too many people who are not careful enough. So, risky one. That's pretty cool. You'll see here's the Hong Kong skyline for anyone who hasn't seen it. Just a beautiful place here. It's really cool. And so we've come to a point where we have two options of locations. One is like a more expensive one, bigger, better storefront, but a lot more expensive. Almost 2.5 to 3 times the price rental, with a higher capex. The other option is a smaller one, which also has high traffic, but doesn't have the same sort of visibility, but it's a lot cheaper, right? So then comes two options, right? Because assuming you do good sales in both places, right? You're both profitable. I'd say one does X amount, the other one, the bigger one, does about 30% more. Now comes a question, which is, which one's better? And what's the riskier one and what's the less risky one? So the first one that's really, really big enables have a really good image in terms of the storefront and in terms of like the international view for people of the store, but you might not be able to have enough margin to spend online, while the other one in a smaller location, which also means it's a lot less risky in terms of spending, but with the potentially higher margin, you can spend a lot more online, which might be the most important thing to do if you want to grow internationally, right? You can take the example of Arabica. Arabica has a big brand online. It's very visible. Then when you see the first store they have in Japan, Kyoto, I think, it's a tiny, tiny store. It's a beautiful one, but it's a tiny, tiny store. And so I think this might be more relevant for international expansion rather than focus on like a really prime location and space that might be riskier because of higher rents. So that's something we're studying now, and we'll be able to decide in the next few weeks. But I have like a natural tendency to might go for the less risky one, which also enables me to spend more for online communication. Part 2, there's like a lot more people than I expected. Watching the sunset. The other question, which interior designer to use. Basically, one is super nice guy, has good experience in residential and coffee shops, but not so much in the rest of F&B. The other one, I've been there for a longer amount of time, might not be as creative. I mean, TBC, they've done some really nice projects, but have a lot more experience in F&B, but also more expensive. So here the question is to know which one to use. I'll have a tendency to spend more on the more experienced interior design agency in order to be able to have a better forecast for how much the store is going to cost me afterwards in terms of construction. And especially like if say interior design agency charges you 20K USD for design, your renovation would be at around 200K USD. So I'd rather spend a bit more and be able to forecast better or make more adjustments rather than save only 10,000 USD on design, but risk a lot more in the renovations afterwards. So in terms of once you have finalized the fundraising, I think some of the key thing is number one, location, location, location. The 3 rules of retail: location, location, location. And 2, after, just about understanding how to spend wisely and what to do. My gut feeling is to go with people who've also done F&B before, like bigger operation than just coffee, because you also need a kitchen. They've also done a lot of bakeries, so it just sounds like a safer bet. And also because my partner
has a lot of design experience. He'll be able to review the design, revise it, if we want it to be more creative.